Hey y'all, it's Michaela. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I'm coming to you guys with a story time. My worst experience with the African hair braiding shop. For you guys that don't know, my husband and I relocated to Maryland area. So of course, when you relocate, you gotta find things and find different places to go, or different restaurants and stuff like that. So I wanted to get my hair braided because, as I talked about before, I have cut my hair again. My hair was kind of long. I mean, it was getting long, and I chopped it off again. Everything just gone. So I wanted to get my hair braided because I'm very spontaneous with different styles. Anytime I think about doing something with my hair, I just do it. So I was looking for a shop. I was actually looking for a natural hair salon in my area because I've never experienced that. And plus I wanted somewhere that was following COVID guidelines, of course. I wanted to be safe, so I wanted to use a natural hair salon, but in my area I could not find anything that I felt comfortable going to. One day I decided to get my hair braided, and then the next I was like, okay, let's do it. So I was moving kind of quick. I went on Google and I searched natural hair salons at first. Couldn't really find anything. And then I went and I thought about it. I was like, I could just go to the Africans. Everybody says the same thing, but I wasn't necessarily, I just wasn't thinking, I guess. I just wasn't really thinking. I decided that I was gonna go to the Africans. I was like, man, I'm gonna just go. I mean, how bad could it be? So I just Googled African hair braiding shop. Why did I do that? I cut my hair in November. Here I am now, sad because I'm bald headed. When I had all this hair and I could have just kept it. But anyway, I picked a shop that looked decent, looked where I would want to go. Even, it was a nice shop. Even the stylist that did my hair, she was very nice, very professional. So I really enjoyed the experience. I have 3B, 3C textured hair, so it's very soft. I have thick hair, but it's very soft. It curls easily, it detangles easily. It's just thick. So in my head, I was thinking, okay, I have enough hair to not feel so much pain. I'm thinking she got enough, to grip without causing too much tension. Sadly mistaken. I even took the time out to contact the lady before booking an appointment, just showing her the type of hair that I have, showing her my length, just basically what she got to work with, so that she can know I take very good care of my hair. And I wanted her to understand that I didn't want to experience any kind of damage from this. Once again, something that Michaela has done to herself. So I talked to the lady. I told her that it's too short. If you think that I'm going to experience some tension that can possibly rip out my little hair, because I told y'all my hair is a soft texture. It is thick, but it's very soft. So I have that type of texture hair. That's just what it is. So I, like I said, I talked to the lady or whatever, and she told me, it should be okay. I told her what kind of style I was looking for, because I did want box braids, but I wanted them kind of smaller. And I also wanted it to be parted down the middle. And she actually recommended a style that would be great for my texture hair and length. So I was thinking to myself, like, okay, cool. Like, she got me. She understand that I don't want to experience damage. I was like, okay, great. So I went, scheduled the appointment. The appointment was scheduled for January the 6th. So I went, I was like, cool, okay. The address tells me to go here. So I'm like, where is the salon? I don't understand. This is a totally different place. Where am I? So, and so my husband was like, babe, you need to call her. Like, I mean, she's not responding. What's going on? I'm thinking maybe she got a client before me. Breaking down and just calling the lady, and I called her one time, no answer. Ooh. Okay, she finally answered now. I could not quite understand her over the phone, but like I said, she was a great stylist. This is a no shade, no tea to her. She was a great stylist. She did what she was skilled to do, or what she was taught to do. So it's nothing against her. So I finally get in the salon that she was at. The salon was very neat, very nice. It was just her and I, so it was safe to follow COVID guidelines and stuff like that. So it was like, cool. So y'all, I just want to say sorry to myself. I won't be doing it again. I promised myself that I won't be doing it again. No, ma'am. So she starts to starts to get through my hair. Now, ladies, before you go to a African hair braiding shop, please, Linda, please.
But I have to yell at you guys.
Linda, listen, Linda. Listen.
Okay, what?
Detangle your own hair. Blow out your own hair. Make sure your hair is moisturized. Make sure you deep condition. Make sure you oil your scalp. Make sure do all of those things, because if you don't, they have to do it. And they may not care as much for your natural hair as you do. So before I went, yes, I did wash my hair. Before going, I put some oil on it and stuff and blew it out. Before going, I didn't have any shrinkage going on. It was just blown out because she started to part through. Now that didn't hurt, because I said my hair is easy to get through. I was good. Now she did 2 braids. Normally they do braids in the back, 2 braids, to make sure that they know what length you want and how small or how big or whatever. So she showed me 2 braids, gave me the price, and I went with the smaller one. So she takes that out. The other one that I didn't want, she takes that out and she begins to braid. I'm like, cool. Now when she was in the back, she wasn't braiding tight. I was like, cool. Like, everybody is saying Africans braid your thoughts. So I thought I was gonna get braided up. Ooh, I thought I was gonna get snatched. But when she was in the back, she was braiding I was like, okay, I can sit through this because I'm not tender-headed. Now that my hair is growing out, the front is a little shorter than the back because I had to cut, I chopped myself up a little bit. I messed myself up in the front. So it's a little shorter here than it is in the back and on the sides. So that's probably why I won't really feeling her back there. I was like, okay, cool, I'm good. Like, this is gonna be great. So she's braiding and braiding and braiding, and when I say this lady got my hair braided within maybe 4 or 5 hours, she was fast. She was quick. We were chilling, we were watching Netflix and everything like that. We were cool. Now, she's braiding and braiding and braiding and braiding. Because the Africans kind of do your hair in parts. So I really wasn't paying attention to whether she was doing it like from back here to up. But I think what she did was some in the back, some on the sides, some on the side, and then some here and then some here, and kind of just filled it in like that. I don't know if it's quicker that way. I don't know why they do it that way. When you go to just a regular salon, they don't really do it that way. I was chilling. Like I said, I was good. So she's braiding. And I say when she got up about right here, I guess from sitting so long and, you know, not really being comfortable and stuff like that, I guess that when she got up to in this area and stuff, I started to feel it a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is hurting a little bit, but I'm okay. So mistake number one, I would recommend you telling the stylist if they are braiding too tight. Just let them know. This is your hair. If you take these braids out and you bald headed, guess what? That's on you, because you didn't tell the stylist, okay, you tugging a little bit, or you braiding a little tight, or this is uncomfortable for me. Say something. I mean, golly. But Michaela just sat there, and I said, well, you know what? If I don't at least tell her, I can kind of make some type of, motion, letting her know, okay, lady, you're braiding a little tight. Your grip game is strong. So I'm like as she's braiding, I'm sinking down in the seat like, oh my God. Oh, now she didn't really get the hint. See, that's why you got to let the people know if they are braiding too tight. Say something. I didn't even grab the braid. I didn't even, just kind of look back at her like, okay, lady, this is kind of hurting. I didn't do any of that. I just sat there. So, another thing, one thing that I did say is leave these edges out. Leave my baby hairs out. I don't play about them. Because if I'm bald headed, and I may be able to deal with it, but I got little baby hairs. It's hard growing edges back when you lose them. It's hard. You don't want to go through that. Your edges just pop off. Don't nobody want to be edgeless. Now, why when we get up to the baby hairs, she is grabbing every little strand. She is literally grabbing these baby hairs. Like, what in the world? She's grabbing my baby hairs. So I think that I really didn't realize what she was doing, because by that time I was just in so much pain. I was like, I'm not even realizing. I'm just trying to keep my brain off of it so that I can just get through it and I can go home. So I keep feeling her up here like tugging a little bit. And I'm like, I finally kind of, okay. I'm like, are you gonna leave my baby hairs out? She was like, oh, did you want your edges left out? Yeah, I would like to have edges after this. I would like to have, definitely want my edges after this experience. Please leave my baby hairs out. So she got a little frustrated with me because I made her take those braids out. I'm like, yeah, I told you I didn't want any kind of tension there. So leave my baby hairs out. So she left my baby hairs out. She got a little upset with me. She started yanking those braids out. She's like, ugh. So she did that. I said, okay. So she finally gets done, and then when they're close to finish all of your head, then they'll go back and braid the braid all the way down. When she was doing that, I don't understand why that would hurt. Like, I didn't understand why she was doing that and it was hurting. Like, I'm like, darn, you way down here and I'm feeling it here. Like, what? I'm feeling it in my forehead and in my temples. What is happening? So she dipped it in the water. When you get your braids done, they dip. And first off, I've never felt water so hot. I'm like, why is this water boiling? Dip my braids all the way up, that they won't unravel. And I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. Thank you. But the fact that the water was so hot, that's what I don't appreciate. It was very hard to sit through. So that was the last thing. I was so happy to get out of that salon. I was like, thank God, because first off, my appointment was scheduled for 3 o'clock, and I think by that time it was past 6:30, so it was maybe 7. You know, it didn't take her long. So my husband came and picked me up, and when I got in the car, I did not say a word. Told me how nice my braids looked, and I was like, thank you. And he was like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. He was like, you hurt? And I'm, yes, very much. So he asked me what I wanted to eat because I didn't prepare dinner, and the only thing that I said was Chick-fil-A. Get me there. Get me there so it can bless my life. So we went to Chick-fil-A. When I said I could not move my head, I couldn't turn my head, I couldn't think. It was so serious that I didn't even finish my meal. Now, that's difficult for me. I didn't finish my meal from Chick-fil-A. Oh my goodness. So I didn't finish my meal. I had to take 2 Advil to sleep. Of course it started to loosen up a little bit, but I did unfortunately start to experience tension bumps. Now, I have had tension bumps before from braids, but just back here, just a little bit on that nape of your neck. This was something completely different. So I started to experience little tension bumps, all in the back. Now, mind you, I told y'all that when she was in the back, I didn't feel it that bad. It was up here, but I experienced the most tension bumps, and as the days went on, the back was just not getting better. My head started to be in excruciating pain, and it started to itch and scab up, and I started to get sores. And I'm like, I've never experienced this with braids. It later turned into sores, and my head was so itchy, and just I could not relieve myself. It was just so itchy. So it took me maybe 4 or 5 days after complaining. I went on YouTube. I did every trick on YouTube people say works for loosening braids. I did the hot rag trick. I used tea tree oil, castor oil, peppermint oil, anything in the bathroom that I can find that will help me a little bit. I used it because I'm like, I spent all this money, all this time to just take these braids out. Can't be. So I used all this stuff, and I'm like, it's not helping. Like, it will work for a little bit, but it will come right back, and it'll come back strong. You hear me? So I messaged the lady. I got in contact with her. I'm like, look, I was very nice about it, and she was too. So I respect that. I told her that, I'm experiencing some tension bumps, and I believe it's from, the braids being installed too tight. I really did enjoy the style, but it's just not getting better. I have sores, I have this, I have that, and she did tell me that, she did braid tight. And she told me that wherever you are experiencing those bumps, you need to take the braids out. So I respect that, because some stylists won't tell you that. Some stylists will be like, no, you came and got this style, and it is what it is. But she held her own. She did offer to fix it. Now, I told her no. If I felt like if I was experiencing that, I don't want to take them out and then go back to you and have you put something back in. No, my hair is screaming at me right now. Like, girl, take these braids out, live your best life, throw them something else, do something else. Just do something else. So I took the braids out. I took one little part right here out. And when I took it out, my little soft curls came out with it, and I'm sitting here looking at it like, oh my goodness. So I just started ripping all of them out. I cut every braid on my head and just took them out. And I did experience some hair loss. It took like 3 days for my scalp to not be itchy. I had to wash my hair with apple cider vinegar, which stunk like ridiculous. I had to wash my hair many times with apple cider vinegar. Then I washed again with my shampoo and conditioner that I use, and then I deep condition. So my scalp is just now getting to the point where it's not sensitive. I can, you know, brush my hair without feeling like, oh my God, my scalp hurts so bad. So thank God for that. But just, if you don't get anything else from this video, be cautious. If you take pride in caring for your natural hair, please, I don't want to say don't go to the Africans, but don't go to the Africans. They gonna braid your thoughts. Don't do that to yourself. Just find another protective style, because if it's that tight that you are experiencing sores, that is not a protective style. Period. That is not a protective style. Find something else. I'm going to, in 2021, really I should learn this in 2020, but in 2021, I'm going to learn how to braid my own hair. Just simple as that. I'm going to learn how to do my own protective styles. Maybe get into wigs some more. I'm not really good with those, but maybe I will try. And just do that. Or just, you know, rock my natural hair as it goes through its transition of, you know, just being great again. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, and I'll talk to y'all later.